And welcome to the Southport Sharks Footy Club here on the Gold Coast for Day 2 of Round 2 of the 2019 NAB AFLW Under-18 Championships, the 10th year of the Championships. And it's going to be an interesting clash to start us off. We've got Queensland versus Vic Metro. After Monday was basically dominated by the Victorian teams. Vic Country gave Queensland a 42-point shellacking there. Vic Metro over WA in a very exciting game by 17 points. And Central Allies just got over a fast finishing but wasteful Eastern Allies on day 1. We're starting day 2. It's going to be a cracker of a day here at Southport. Michael Price is my name, and I'll be calling all the action with Matthew Cox. And Matthew, Queensland probably really want to make a statement after what happened on Monday.
They certainly do, and given that they upset Vic Metro this time last year in this game, they'd be hoping for a similar result here today, although the Vic Metro side, as we saw on Monday, stacked with talent, great players right across the park. Georgia Patrikios was dominant with disposal, her use of the footy and pressure around the contest for the Metro side on Monday. Ellie McKenzie was prominent as well. And, of course, dominant inside attacking 50 down forward was Nell Morris-Dalton, kicking a couple of goals for them as well. So Vic Metro, a very dominant side up against a Queensland side who will be looking to make the most of their opportunities today. Unlike Monday, the weather conditions here at Southport, beautiful. Not a breath of wind at the moment. Sun is shining. It's heading towards the early 20s in terms of temperature. The only issue we've got is a bit of mud on the field from the weekend weather. Yeah,
the NAFL game with this is the home of the Southport Sharks, of course, last year's NAFL premiers, and they had a game against Aspley on Saturday. It was torrential rain. That sort of chewed the ground up a bit. The ground staff have done a magnificent job to get it to the condition it is, and we've had the under-16 state championships as well for the boys here over the last couple of days. So the ground, well, it's still a little bit chewed up on this particular side, on the commentary side, the clubhouse side of the ground. In the middle, not too bad, and on the outer side, the scoreboard side, not too bad at all. We've got both sides warming up at the moment at either end. Most of the larger warm-up is going to be happening on the outer ground just to save the surface over this period of 3 games. But who really impressed you, Matthew? We'll start off with Vic Metro during their game against WA. You've already talked about the hyphenated forward line. I absolutely love it. In Morris Dalton and Saxon Jones, that's twin towers right there. And the service they were getting from the likes of Patrikios and Giorgio Stathis was really fantastic.
Yeah, it was. They had players, a great spine across the park, even inside defensive 50 cents, and Eddie provided them with drive coming off half-back. Gabby Newton, who was flicked forward in the last quarter of Monday's match, provided options for them as well. Bannon, who I know was listed as an emergency today for the Vic Metro side. There is a late change as well. Van Oosterwyk is out with an ankle issue, and coming in Alice Burke. So that was a late change for the Vic Metro squad that was selected yesterday.
Now looking forward to the Queenslanders. Some zippy forward line activity for the Queenslanders on Monday. Not a lot of it, but some promising stuff from Farquharson, number 19, Zimmerly, or Zimmy, as they were calling her. And also Lily Postlethwaite running around in the midfield with Ellie Hampson. They were my picks basically of the day. Ellie Hampson, very strong and very balanced in and around those contested stoppages.
And Katara Watfarah was really good inside defensive 50, and there was a couple of pressure acts that she did on the wing. Didn't necessarily get disposal and use of the footy, but just assisted with the shepherding work and just creating pressure around the contest to hold things up. So she's going to be pivotal against this Vic Metro side today.
So we're not far away from getting it all underway here at Southport's Sharks Oval. Fankhauser Reserve, it's called in official terms. We'll just call it the Southport Sharks. It's a little easier. Of course, Wally Fankhauser, for those who don't know, was a benefactor of the Southport Footy Club and has financially really gave to this club over his lifetime and when he passed as well. So really set up for the community as well, this local area. So Michael Price is my name, and we're with Matthew Cox as well. Just about to call this NAB Under-18 AFLW Championships match between Vic Metro and Queensland.
Hickey and Dennehy Maloney will get us underway in the middle for their respective sides. We're underway at Southport. Fairly neutral contest. Dawes Her handball coughed up into the hands of Mackenzie. Fed it out quickly to Dennehy Maloney. Goes forward. Collected by Harley. Still going. Gives the handball off quickly to Horn. One over the top. Vic Metro working well. Fitzgerald inside 50. Comes to the deck. Heslop working her way through traffic. Queensland get a relieving kick outside of defensive 50. The umpire says there was a push and a free kick will go the way of Wat Farah. Corner of the centre square, defensive side of it for Queensland.
Katara Wat Farah comes out to the wing and finds Tani White. Did her ACL last year, Tani, and coming back into the side this year. Just down the wing into that little bit of a glue pot. Vic Metro coming out now. Hands was from Horn. Misses the target. Hickey bends over, tries to get the ball out. Enter Postlethwaite. She did beautifully to get it out. Actually, it wasn't. It was Bella Dawes. Comes back now for Vic Metro. Stops dead in that mud, but beautifully picked up and took off. Grant did well. Curled back around. Intelligent kick. Should be a shepherd on here, and it was a good shepherd too. Xenos has got the ball. Just sprays it a little wide, though. Queensland defence have got the ascendancy. It comes out now. Wat Farah's going to have to go. Daisy Darcy puts herself in. Ball's going to get stuck underneath there. No, Vic Metro will bring it out.
Mackenzie, long ball inside 50. Was almost good for Morris Dalton. Just escaped her grasp. She keeps fighting for it now, Morris Dalton. Lost control of the footy again. Postlethwaite fighting for it. Umpire says, give it to me, I'll ball it up. 40 metres from goal for Vic Metro. Controlling play early. We're about 2 minutes into the opening term. The umpire says there was a bit of blocking, and a free kick will go the way of Queensland in the hands of Heslop in the heart of defensive 50.
She turns around, sees something she likes. It's a lateral kick. They're going to move this out of defence through Watson. Confronted, chips it over the top there. Postlethwaite, already with a fair bit of mud all over the uniform. She overcooks that kick. Vic Metro will get there first through Sansonetti. Over the top now. Well done with the handball. Partially smothered off the boot of Patrikios. Comes through for Queensland. It's going to be a one-on-one here. Getting there first was Gregory. Getting smothered was Gregory as well. The ball stuck underneath her, and we're going to have a ball up at right half forward for Queensland. Obviously it's going to be a little bit hard within the stoppages today just to break the ball clear.
Definitely. As Barber does her best attempt of doing just that. Queensland work by hand. Postlethwaite dished the handball off to Hammonds on that outer side. Vic Metro able to recover it. Go towards Saxon Jones in the middle. Did well in the contest. Soccers it off the carpet, and a little in danger though. And a free kick will go the way of Queensland. Working their way into the game. Heslop, ball in her hands. Middle of Southport. 3 gone, opening term. Wide kick. Jeez, it went through everyone. And Finiisa takes the mark. Attacking side of the outer wing for Queensland. Goes towards half forward. Off hands, Vic Metro get a hurry kick away from defensive 50. Grant tries to shovel it out. Mackenzie did well, but the kick not fantastic. Ball still centre wing out of side. Postlethwaite coming through, did beautifully. Centering ball here for Queensland. Good body work attempt there from Pritchard to bring the ball to ground for Vic Metro. She dives back on top of her opponent and will get a ball up.
So yeah, not a lot of room to move. Of course, very heavy underfoot. Beautiful day. Should dry out as the day goes forward. The ground itself has drained reasonably well, apart from those few patches of mud. We've got Hampson there for Queensland. Didn't lose her feet, and the ball stuck underneath her and several others. Going over the top there was Tani White, and we'll have a ball up just on the edge of the centre square. Hickey just gets buffeted out of it. The umpire's called that a shepherd. So Talia Hickey receives the free kick for Queensland. Has a lead on, just chips it off, just off the side of the boot. Metro should get there. Intelligent tap around and really well handled by Patrikios again, but in the end just lost the handle on the ball. Goes back again, gets it. Good handball. Comes out wide now through Horn. Now here's a race on. Daisy Darcy all over the top of her opponent there. Could have given away a free kick. It comes away through to Alice Burke. The late inclusion. She kicks down the wing. Well trapped. That was good stuff there from O'Grady. Got the handball away, then copped a high one. So it'll be a free kick to Queensland. It's going to come back and go to Tani White on the wing.
She looks up, assesses her options, goes towards centre half forward. The mark is taken by Felicity Theodore. Copped a knock in Monday's game. Has recovered well and back out there for Vic Metro today. Ball back in the hands of Queensland. They look to attack once more. Free player on the half forward flank. Broadcast side. It's Hammonds. Gives a fend off. Cute kick inside 50. No good. Repelled through Theodore. Back into the middle. Contested footy. Diving on top of it, causing the stoppage. O'Grady, the umpire, says, give it to me, I will ball it up.
Yeah, it's just a ground, gaining ground with every possession. And we played 5 minutes of the first term here. The NAB AFLW Under-18 Championships. Coming away with the ball, Dennehy Maloney. It's a long kick towards centre half forward. Wap Farah attacks it. Can't quite pick it up at the first attempt. Diving effort there from Goodneck. Got the ball for Vic Metro, and she copped a high tackle as well. That comes out. That was Newton. Gabby Newton wheels around to the 50. Daisy Darcy for Queensland. Outstretched. Couldn't get it. Picking it up and hacking it forward. Saxon Jones. Dangerous kick. Puts the Queensland defence under enormous pressure. Tackled without the ball. No, it was holding the ball. She got rid of it. There you go. That's a free kick to Dion Heslop from Yeronga for Queensland.
So she looks to bring it down the broadcast side. It's almost wet weather footy with the sun shining today, just given the conditions at ground level. Queensland just trying to use it by hand. A clearing, hoping kick will dribble over the boundary line and out of play. Last touch, last disposal out of bounds rule coming into effect, and a free kick will go the way of Vic Metro. Pritchard to take it. Attacking side of the broadcast wing. No score either side. We've travelled 7 minutes in the opening term. Kick just goes over the top of Postlethwaite's head. She went in, recovered it. Handball astray. Players fighting for it. Patrikios laying on the tackle. It's squeezed out to LaJoya. Goes inside 50. Comes off hands. Queensland's under pressure. Caught. Heslop. Been busy early. Inside defensive 50. Another stoppage is the result.
It actually is quite warm. A winter's day here in Queensland, so it's 23 degrees right now. But as we said, previous rain over the last several days has left it a bit gluey. It's hacked forward for Vic Metro. First score of the morning. And it will be one behind. Queensland yet to score. And we played nearly 8 minutes of the first term at the NAB AFLW Under-18 Championships. Queensland to bring the ball back in. Comes out through Serene Watson. Nice little pass. Finds Postlethwaite. She measures a good kick over the back and reading it nicely. Alana Finiasa from half back. She finds another pass. Good kicking skills from the Queenslanders. That's really well done. Dawes wheels around. Wap Farah takes the mark in the middle of the ground. The corridor she took off. That's a great tackle though. Oh, she can do it all in attack and defence, Patrikios.
Geez, that's a matchup that I'm looking forward to seeing throughout the day. Patrikios and Wap Farah. We got a taste of it there. Newton fires the handball off to Grant. Half forward flank outer side for Vic Metro. A high hoping kick. Awang couldn't take it cleanly. Gets caught. Vic Metro working hard through Purcell. She's caught holding the footy. Free kick to go the way of Queensland inside defensive 50. Outer side. Levi goes inboard with the kick. Ellie Hampson takes the mark. Centre half back for Queensland. Yet to impact the scoreboard. Vic Metro only have a behind so far. Hampson's kick into the middle is good. Hits up Gregory on the chest.
And that was a great lead, great kick. The way they're doing it so far on the left foot, Gregory, and filling the hole nicely there. Hartwig takes the mark for Vic Metro. She's got to play a loose on this commentary box side in the glue pot. That's Emily Harley. Tries to get her with the kick, but it falls short. Daisy Darcy, it went through her hands. Vic Metro escaped with the ball now through Zenos. To half forward, Grant gets there first, puts the body check on. Really good defence from Queensland there, and could be a free kick as well. It was well done there by Watson. Just took the body check and then the free kick.
She goes long with the kick, a little directed. Lagoya has it now, centre wing on the outer side for Vic Metro. Her kick, again, just misses the target. Pushed over the line is Watson. The umpire says will throw it in. Just under 5 minutes remaining in the opening term. It's been largely played between the arcs. Vic Metro getting the only score so far, just one behind. Queensland, a couple of entries inside 50, but just a real contested ball at the moment given the muddy surface.
So Vic Metro from the stoppage. That's a good tackle as well. Did the full 360, not rewarded. Got the handball away. It's going to be stuck under bodies again. At half forward for Vic Metro. You can see the numbers around this stoppage. You could throw a tea-towel over about 15 players. In the ruck, Vic Metro got the ascendancy there. It was well done at ground level too by McClellan. Coming back out now. Xenos going in. For Queensland, it's Taylor Smith stuck underneath there as well, and we'll do it all again from the same spot. 11 minutes gone of the first term. Vic Metro by one behind so far. It's a very hard battle in and around these stoppage areas. Hacked out of there by Martin. She goes down the outer side. Bounces kindly for the Vic Metro defence. Handball's a bit errant though. Queensland with another chance through Heslop. Bang forward down the wing. Through hands. They've got a chance here as well. That was a good smother, though, by Theodore to break up that play by Queensland over the boundary line. Throw in on the outer wing. Oh, actually, no, it'll be a free kick last touch, of course. Victoria will take that.
Felicity Theodore has a defensive side of the outer wing. Comes inboard. Risky. Daisy Darcy didn't take the mark, but did enough to recover for Queensland. Their handball inboard a little errant. Hammond's under pressure. They eventually get it out to White. All inside 50. Taking it on the half volley here is Gregory. Their first real chance to score here, Queensland. Top of the goal square. Trying to soccer it through was Bradfield. In the end, just goes through for a minor score. Landed right on top of the muddy puddle at the top of the goal square there for Queensland. Unfortunately, just didn't get enough boot to ball.
So playing on Sansonetti for Vic Metro. Oh, good work, good mark there. Almost taken by Farquharson. She got a high knock though, and she'll get the free kick. Kicked a goal against Vic Country in day one. She chips it across half forward. That was really good work from White over to Wap Farah under enormous pressure. Just got the handball out of there. Xenos wheels around. Now puts it in front of her teammate in Alice Burke. Did well, got actually buffeted off it, came up with the tackle on Martin. It goes forward, but Queensland again have got the numbers here. Time enough to spill it, get the handball away, putting themselves under a little bit of pressure, but backing out of there and doing well was Watson. Chips it over to Muir.
She has a defensive side of the broadcast wing. Oh, the kick inboard's going to be cut off by Gabby Newton. Skipper of the Northern Knights Premiership side in the NAB League Girls competition. Goes inboard to Barber. He's trying to possess the footy at the moment here, Vic Metro. Postlethwaite went through her hands, a wang on the deck. Was able to extract it only into the hands of Xenos. Back to Newton, high ball inside 50. Nell Morris-Dalton went for it, couldn't claim it. The kick comes out the way of Levi. Just over the head of Dennehy Maloney. Going to come back in through Theodore or to the edge of the 50 where Wap Farah takes a great contested mark.
Yeah, and I like what she did there. Just held up but then sold the dummy. Goes long towards Farquharson at the back of the pack, who read it nicely. Comes off her hands, toes it forward, keeps going. She's met by Patrikios, who just did enough to put her off and then get the ball, deliver a delightful kick. What great skills. Comes out now. Handball's ignored, and then it's going to be a left foot pass into half forward. That was a well-weighted kick as well for Vic Metro. It comes back out now through Burke. She's tackled, holding the ball. Well done to Hickey. She takes the free kick at the true centre half-back position.
Great contested game of footy. It's only a behind a piece at the moment as we tick towards quarter time here at Southport. Queensland looking to surge for one final time in the quarter. It's all Vic Metro at the back of the contest though. Newton takes it cleanly. Now, has she put that out on the full? No, one bounce. Was the umpire called it out on the full or deliberate? Either way, it's going to be a kick the way of Queensland. And it will be Hammonds. who chips it short. Did she cough it up there, Farquharson?
Have they paid the mark yet? Oh, there you go. Not paid.
No.
There you go.
And I think maybe it was because the two umpires then came in to have a chat just after the kick was taken about the throw-in, the out on the full, whatever it was out there. But at the end of the day, no score as a result, which means we're all square at quarter time, one behind apiece. It is a beautiful day, but these ground conditions are making it very hard, very congested, game largely being played between the arcs.
Absolutely.
But still a great game of footy.
Oh, look at the endeavours there, and you can actually see the skills when the ball breaks out of those little glue pot areas. You can see the skills actually happening in front of us as well. So it'll be nice to see when it dries up a little bit how this will affect the day. Round 2 of the 2019 NAB AFLW Under-18 Championships. We're back with the second quarter shortly. Welcome back to the Southport Sharks Footy Club here on the Gold Coast for Day 2, Round 2, the NAB AFLW Under-18 Championships. It is quarter time in the match between Queensland and Vic Metro, and it's been a real tug-of-war the first quarter, one behind a piece. A little bit of a glue pot in the middle. We've had some previous rain, but 23 degrees, no wind, an absolute beautiful day for footy. So we've got a little bit of both when it comes to the conditions. Michael Price and Matthew Cox calling all your action. And for the second quarter, we're joined by the head coach of the NAB AFLW Academy, also acting as the Vic Country coach in this tournament, Astor O'Connor. Thanks very much for joining us.
Oh, thanks for having me, guys.
And we watched that first quarter. It really was due to the conditions. The girls really putting in the intent, but it was really tight in and around the clinches.
Yeah, and I think a contested brand of footy is the way Queensland go about it. So let's see how they go in the second quarter.
So the umpire gets us underway. Tapped down wide by Dennehy Maloney. There's a bit of holding, and a free kick will go the way of Vic Metro in the middle. Fitzgerald will bring the ball wide. Just a little short of the intended target. Postlethwaite did well, but just go away the high tackle in the end to Patrikios.
Gee, that's a match-up, isn't it? Postlethwaite versus Patrikios.
There's a bit of pace there.
So Patrikios a little undecided about where to go. Just lobs it up in the Gutnick direction, who waited out at the back beautifully. Takes the mark at half forward for Vic Metro. The long kick inside, looking for Gabby Newton, takes the mark on the lead and should go back, have a set shot from 40 metres out. Just
plenty of movement in that Vic Metro forward line, wasn't there? Really difficult for Queensland to control the space there. Great from Vic Metro and the forwards, really, really good.
And Gabby Newton, a real utility. We saw her on Monday, largely in defensive 50, was moved forward late, starting forward in this term. Comes in, it's going to fall short in the goal square, claiming the mark.
I reckon that's Harley.
It is directly in front. Stood there, didn't let anyone else get it.
Yeah, we watched her great form during the NAB League season in Victoria. Really great set of hands and a beautiful kick.
For our first major here at Southport today, coming at the minute and a half mark of the second term. Vic Metro moving to 117. Queensland just the minor score. Tell us a little bit about the Vic Country squad, Astor, since you're involved with them. What's the mood been like in the opening few days of the championships?
Yeah, the mood's been great. The girls are really enjoying one another's company, and it's all about learning for our players in the pathway. So coming together, travelling, being out of your comfort zone. So it's been really, really good. Looking forward to today's challenge against the Eastern Allies, who were really good on Monday as well.
That was a cracking game to finish off day 1 of round 2, the Central Allies versus the Eastern Allies. Bit of a thriller in the end as Vic Metro get the clearance. Just towed forward. Once again, they're showing a lot of balance in and around these stoppages.
She's so composed, Mackenzie, with the football. Never rushed. Really strong through the hips and always uses the footy well.
That's Ellie Mackenzie. Now Queensland at centre-half back. The looping handball finds Postlethwaite. She's tackled by her opposite number in Xenos. Once again, the ball loose. You can just see that just that little bit of the mud has made it reasonably slippery and reasonably hard for a quick change of direction as well.
Yeah, which just means your work around the ball is really important today for all teams.
All the contested possessions. Patrikios just copped a little bit of a high knock and she'll take the free kick for Vic Metro. Of course, she was probably best on ground against WA in that match on Monday.
Izzy Grant snuck on from the bench here if she can see her. She's out to her left. Looks like she's just a bit of a hold up though. See D Haslop's wound up Grant there.
So Patrikios in the middle of Southport goes towards centre-half forward with the kick. Dennehy Maloney was unable to take it. Horn dispossessed. Wat Farah doing well, just like she did on Monday. Gives the handball off to Watson. Long kick to the centre wing on the outer side. White soccering it off the carpet, just gaining metres. Has company now in Barber. All just being paddled around. Caught here is Horn for Vic Metro. The umpire says, give it to me, I'll ball it up. 3.5 minutes gone, second term. 6-point lead the way of Vic Metro.
Queensland coach would be happy with that from Tani White. 3, 4, 5 efforts in a row just to create the stop on the centre wing there.
So the ball's free on the wing. It's a 1-on-3. Doing well was Heslop just to get rid of her opponent. Now it's scrub forward for Queensland. Good contested mark coming out from Sansonetti. Good defender for Vic Metro. She bites off the corridor kick. Lagoya. Once again, she chips forward. Good kicking skills. Pritchard's got it in one of the centre circles. Wheels around onto the left foot. Puts it out in front of her teammate. Once again, it advantages the Queensland defence. But Saxon Jones, she got the ball, went the big dusty palm off and missed a foot with a little bit of pressure. So, again, it's just bouncing back and forth between the arcs, and the defence is really getting a workout for both sides.
Smart kick there to move the ball into the corridor. Ellie Hampson, beautiful long leg.
Oh, into the hands of Daisy Darcy in the middle.
She's had a good carnival, Darcy, hasn't she?
Kicked a great goal on Monday as well for Queensland when they needed it. Gregory inside 50. Plenty of space here for Queensland. They just needed to sit kindly for them. Viniesa at the top of the goal square, still lurking, collects it, whacks it on the boot offline, minus score.
And that's hard there. Number 21 for Queensland, Taylor Smith, had worked down. She had her over the top for the handball, but I guess with that much pressure on the ball, it's sometimes hard to see the free, isn't it?
Yeah, the forest for the trees kind of thing. The ball's just bouncing around the legs.
As Katara Farragon, she's snuck on. She's half forward here. I wonder if that's a bit of a move from the Queensland coach, from James.
Well, I know she's been more of a midfield type of role today as opposed to the defensive role yesterday, but we'll see how that works out. It's exciting to see her in and around the contest a bit more.
She's really very powerful, isn't she?
Beelines the ball. That's Hammonds who dropped it there. Good tackling from Vic Metro. The ball stuck underneath again. The umpire's just waiting, and now coming up with it was Gregory for Queensland. We'll get another ball up. It's right on the arc of 50. The Queenslanders desperate to get something on the board. Vic Metro with the only goal. Once again, Hampson with balance. Ends up getting the ball back, hooking the left foot back in. Disciplined kick and good spoiling effort, Vic Metro defence. But at ground level, Queensland have the ascendancy. Farquharson picks it up. Then toes it back out. Hampson's going to pick it up. Once again, good around the ankles. Hand back, ball back to Dawes. Intelligent kick. Lateral kick finds Postlethwaite. Still inside, attacking 50. Be a big ask to kick it from there. Good lead and a good pass, but mark not taken by Farquharson. Ball still there with Patrikios. Puts a teammate under a lot of pressure in Horn. Gets it back to Patrikios, but it's a free kick and it's going to go back to Patrikios again for some illegal contact.
A bit unlucky there, I thought. We saw before Ellie Hampson coming off a bit of an interrupted preparation to national. She's had a bit of an ankle complaint, but playing some really great footy up around the ball for Queensland.
Just does everything right. Nothing spectacular, just a good, solid player.
Yeah, soccer background and from Townsville, so she's playing some great football at the moment.
Wap Farah. Just giving us an example of what she can do, and now is caked in mud as a result of it. Goes short with the kick, mark taken by Heslop, who's had plenty of the footy early for Queensland, up to 6 touches.
Good player, Heslop, working hard.
Ball just being pummeled around here for Queensland. The umpires picked out a bit of holding the way of Vic Metro, and they'll get the free kick in the hands of Patrikios. Barber wanting to go to the bench, but she's the one that will receive the free kick.
Smith is in a good position here as a ruck down the line for Queensland.
Alana Barber tries to bite off the 45, kick beautifully, attacked by Bella Dawes, gets the handball out and then retrieves it herself again through traffic. She did well. Handball out to White. White hooks it around to half forward. Farquharson in the front position. Punched away from her. It's Gregory. And now Vic Metro. In a lot of problems there. Pritchard was actually thrown off the ball. She lost control. It's gone back underneath her. Both sides really attacking the body quite hard and dislodging, putting a lot of pressure on the ball carrier at all times.
I have to say now, Michael, I think momentum's at the moment with Queensland, doing a lot of the attacking, but 7 minutes to go on the quarter, so you'd like them to get a couple of goals on the board, just a bit of reward for all this attacking.
As a coach, what would your instruction be to the players out on the ground, given it's this tight, contested style of game at the moment?
Yeah, I think it's the team who are prepared to back the one-on-one. So if you send 4 or 5 to the footy, that means the opposition are going to be able to close you up outside, so they'll use the ball better on the outside. So if you can back in your one-on-one on a day like today and back that player in to win the ball, have outside control, I think you'll go a long way to, controlling the game.
Postlethwaite delivered it perfectly to Farquharson on a 45-degree angle about 30 metres out.
So Zimmy's one of our AFLW Academy players, a bright young talent, very athletic, really good young footballer. I think she can slot this one.
And fairly good overhead too. We've seen her a couple of times fly for the footy. Hasn't come off early, but has taken this mark. Shot for goal here for Queensland. Farquharson, top of the goal square, going to be rushed through for another minor score. 3 behinds Queensland. They trail Vic Metro 1-1-7. 9.5 gone in the second term.
I think on a day like today, Patricios is right there. Move it out to that far side where it's a little bit drier. Use that wing instead of this boggy wing over this commentator's side here.
Yeah, that's the attacking side of the ground for sure. We've seen that historically here at the Southport Footy Club. I've called a lot of NAFL matches here, and historically that is the attacking side of the ground. But Queensland now, they've got a chance. I really like the way she goes about it, Ellie Hampson. From Hermit Park in Townsville and then down with Cooperoo. Long kick to the top of the square, big pack of players. Vic Metro have plenty of numbers. Sansonetti just delivers a lovely little pass, finds a teammate in Lagoya. That's a longer kick.
Quite achiever Sansonetti, but really, really reliable down back.
She really seems calm when she's got the ball. Now out to the wing. Queensland just really putting some tackles in. Heslop actually had her own teammate in Hampson to deal with. The ball spills once again. It's Patricios who got the handball out. Not being able to pick it up there was Purcell. And it's going to go over the boundary line. We'll get a free kick to, who did that came off? And it's actually came off Vic Metro. So the free kick's going to go to Queensland and it's going to go to Tani White.
Queensland players are also appealing for a throw there, but either way they get the free kick. White, long ball inside 50. Farquharson claiming the mark. Umpire wanted nothing to do with it.
Oh, a bit stiff there. Yeah. I thought that was a mark.
Half a chance.
And now he's paid a free kick the way of Vic Metro.
Queensland are set up well behind the ball, though. Their midfield are transitioning hard.
Great attack from Farquharson. So just knock Pritchard off her feet. She goes long with the kick. There's a player out the back here who just swallows it. Finiisa takes the mark.
I think Nathan Burke would be a little bit disappointed with his defenders there. Got caught ball watching, which we know is easy to do when the ball's coming in so often. But we just need an arm across that Queensland player there.
She had a lot of space out the back for a long time too. She comes in. Right foot kick is good. Queensland get their first major at the 12-minute mark of the second term. 1-3-9 plays 1-1-7, and they've got a 2-point lead.
Game on.
Is it surprising the form line of Queensland, given how much talent's in this side, given that they were knocked off the park against Western Australia in round one and then the result against Vic Country on Monday?
Yeah, I mean, I've watched Queensland over a number of months, and they are certainly building. Their senior talent is really intellectual footballers. They're thinking footballers, but it's just making sure the key position posts. They've had a few injuries to those areas, but I think today will be a great game and a great test for them.
Well, they've certainly answered the challenge after Monday. Vic Metro now through Xenos. Bounces it towards centre half forward. Once again, the defence of Queensland doing beautifully. It's a good effort by Moore. It's turned over, though. Georgia Stathis gets it to half forward. That's a really good defensive contested mark once again taken by Serene Watson. She looks back inboard. Dangerous assertive kick, but it's there into the corridor. Finds Hampson. Just liking the way she goes about it. Unfortunately kicked into the mark. It's Burke. Alice Burke kicks long. It's a one-on-one. This is a fullback's nightmare, isn't it? Levi did well to turn it around. Unfortunately, Vic Metro for the ball for Queensland.
You'd be super happy with Alice Burke's work there. She won't get a stat for that, but turn the ball over for her team and they're into attack.
Gee, both sides just not giving an inch there, and it's literally just 1 metre at a time. Levi was the last with the ball for Queensland. There's going to be a ball up inside attacking 50 for the Vics.
So now Morris Dalton goes up in the ruck, but it was one down by Hickey for Queensland. Postlethwaite got knocked away from her. Up against the fence is Zenos, ball over the line.
Hickey's been impressive today. A 19-year-old, so returning to the championship. She missed her draft year with a leg injury, but she's been really lively today.
So we're deep inside 50 here for Vic Metro. They trail by 2 points. Ball just paddled around. Morris Dalton had it momentarily. Quick kick coming away from the contest. Bounces past everyone. Happy to see it over the line. Just disguising it there, O'Grady. We'll get a boundary throw in right next to the behind post for Vic Metro. They're 117, Queensland 139.
So Queensland really good at creating the +1/+2 at their D50 stoppage and working it out, getting into the hands of Katara Farah, who you can see just off the pack there.
See Morris Dalton in the ruck for Vic Metro, and the ball stuck underneath Zenos. She gets in and under. Does little Nicola Zenos. And there's the siren. And that is a half time. It has been a fair dinkum arm wrestle here in game 1 of day 2 of round 2. There you go. At the NAB AFLW Under-18 Championships. And Queensland, they hold the ascendancy 139 against Vic Metro 117. That was after it was all tied up at quarter time. Reckon you were right. Astor O'Connor, who is the head of the NAB AFLW Academy as well as coaching the Vic Countryside. You mentioned that Queensland had the momentum there. Did they make enough of it in that quarter, you think?
Oh, look, they certainly had a few shots on goal, but they'll go into the halftime break really happy with that quarter. I think they'll come out firing in the second half, but we know Vic Metro is a star-studded side, and I reckon Nathan Burke will just readjust a couple of things during the break, and it'll be a good contest through the second half. And
your game that you've got coming up as well, you've got the Eastern Allies, which is New South Wales, ACT and Tasmania, more or less as a super side. So tell us who you're looking for to shine a light for Vic Country in that game.
Yeah, today will be a really great contest with us, with Eastern Allies against us. Looking forward to seeing the work of Paige Shepherd through the middle of the ground. We'll play her a few more mid-minutes than previously, but she's a young Geelong Falcons product, a quiet achiever, but a really smart footballer, especially in conditions like today. I'm really interested to see how Olivia Barber goes, backing up her performance from game 1. She was just electric for us in front of the ball. But yeah, no, it's going to be a great tussle, I'm sure, with the Allies. They'll bring the heat, no doubt. Coached by Stephen Maher from Canberra, played a lot of ruck himself, so yeah. I'm sure today he'll have a few things up his sleeve.
Should be a good game, and we'll look forward to that. But for NAB AFLW Under-18 Championships. No, we're not on. Welcome back to the NAB AFLW Under-18 Championships here at the Southport Sharks Footy Club, Fankhauser Reserve on the Gold Coast. It is game 1 of round 2. And on day 2, of course, Queensland versus Vic Metro. At halftime, it's Queensland 139, Vic Metro 117. So a couple of points the margin in favour of the Queenslanders after it was all tied up at quarter time. Michael Price and Matthew Cox calling all of your action. The stats there, Queensland leading the inside 50s 11-9. So they really overtook Vic Metro in that quarter. The tackling stats in favour of the Queenslanders as well. But the disposals more or less the same. We'll start the second half off with Matthew Cox.
Queensland looking to use the ball again, but are unable to. We'll get another stoppage to get us underway for this third quarter here at Southport. Beautiful day weather-wise. Ground has come off a little second best after a bit of rain across the weekend here in Queensland. As Daisy Darcy put the handball straight into the hands of Burke. Her kick forward, just over the head of the contest again. Wat Farah using her body brilliantly. The kick, not fantastic. Patrikios takes the mark, being dominant again today for Vic Metro. She chips it short. Mark is taken by Gutnick. She'll go in the Harley direction. Bobbling ball there for O'Grady. Couldn't take the mark, but still battling for it. Fires the handball. It's a chain of handballs to Daisy Darcy. Just whacks boot to ball as the Queensland fans start to make a bit of noise on this broadcast side. McKenzie coming in, hovering, collects it. Flicks the handball back inboard. Dennehy Maloney through traffic, lost control of the footy. Ball in space. Daisy Darcy went in for it. There's a free kick from the non-officiating umpire going the way of Vic Metro.
Yeah, I think Hampson's just a little bit overzealous in that attack on the body there. Free kick's going to go to Gutnick. That's a nice lead. Just the pass dropped a little bit short. Now Daisy Darcy for Queensland. Scrubs it forward. Hampson. She's a fair dinkum footballer, this girl. There is no doubt about it. Having a great game today and a good tournament so far. Left foot down the line. Through hands, Vic Metro with all of the numbers. Gutnick again down the line. It's a little wide. It's out of bounds on the full. Free kick to Queensland. And Hampson trying to take this one as well. Yep, she's got it. Ellie Hampson on centre wing, just in front of the multi-million-dollar clubhouse here at the Southport Sharks. Wobbler down the line, big fly at the back. Xenos for Vic Metro, gets the handball inboard, just a little bit wide of the target, picked up by Pritchard. She's tackled immediately, loses the ball, getting down on the hands and knees. Alice Burke gets rid of the ball now. Finiasa spins around, she can't quite get all of the ball onto the foot. Little chip pass was really clever to Patrikios. Didn't go the required distance. She fends, gets rid of Darcy, hooks the ball back inside, and that's a good contest there. Ball spills now to Queensland. Dawes, she was tackled, let loose the ball. It's just a bit of attrition down the commentary wing here, Matthew.
And Postlethwaite is the one that's going to come away with it. Kick into space. Running for it here is Hammonds. Just a little toe poke. It's effective for Queensland. They've coughed the ball up now, though, to McClelland. In a bit of space is Fitzgerald on the outer side. Wat Farah coming in to pressure her. Fitzgerald's kick towards half forward. Went through the fingers of Grant, who has to lay on the tackle. Ball spills out the way of Watson, who keeps going. Has support. They're going to cough it up. Fitzgerald was being held and will get a free kick. Just outside, attacking 50 on the outer side. Wants to move it quickly. Perhaps a little too quick in the end. It's Queensland jumpers at the back. A Wang hurry kick. Oh, well done, Chloe Gregory. Took it on her chest, kicked it into space. Barber first to get there for Vic Metro. Driven down, and a free kick will go the way of Queensland. Great endeavour.
What a couple of brilliant bits of skill there. The great pick-up and then the great tackle. And it looks like Alana Finiasa is just feeling the effects of that. Really good passage of play. And what a mark and play on there from Chloe Gregory as well. Really good contested mark. Good shepherd from Phineasa as the ball gets driven towards attacking 50 for Queensland. Beautifully read at the back by Newton. Mark not paid. It must have been touched there. Farquharson delivers the tackle. Now Vic Metro under pressure. Patrikios down the line. Queensland with the numbers again. Ellie Hampson having a cracker, and the local crowd really getting behind the girls here today. Oh, it's a dangerous kick. It's turned over in the corridor. Vic Metro with the numbers.
Fitzgerald gives the quick handball across to Purcell. Her kick into space for Dennehy Maloney to run onto it. Does she get a kind bounce? Wat Farah closing in on her. She got shoved off the footy. Queensland now have time to gather it on the outer side. This is Levi. Her high ball is going to come straight back. Zenos takes the mark. Centre wing outer side. There's a heap of Metro players in the middle. She didn't see them. Ball at half forward. Newton flicks the handball. Fitzgerald got it over the top. Morris Dalton, flying shot for goal. Across the face, minus score. So 1-2-8 Vic Metro. They trail Queensland 1-3-9. We've gone 5 minutes third term here at Southport.
So 5 minutes gone, as you say. Just the one behind scored. It is really bouncing around. And one might think it's a real dour contest, but it's not. It's just going between the two forward half-back lines. Now Queensland coming out and playing on. It's with Serene Watson. And it's actually just gone out of play. Just debating on what's going on. Will it be a throw-in? Will it be a free kick to Vic Metro?
There is a little bit of confusion.
No, it's going to be a throw-in. It was Emily Harley who's just saying, well, hang on, it went out. Off the boot there. Umpires throw it in. Comes down Smith versus Morris Dalton. Queensland at the foot of the pack. Can they get it out? It's nicely done through Postlethwaite. She tries to measure a kick. It went through the hands there of McClellan. Numbers with Queensland. They tow it off the deck. Handball cut off by Patrikios. She reads the ball well. Gives it to Barber. Barber with the kick half smothered. Queensland with the numbers. Georgia Stathis can't quite pick it up. Just takes a lot of physicality to get the ball out of congestion. Wat Farah delivers a hard tackle. The ball propelled forward for Vic Metro. The mark taken by Morris Dalton. Another chip over the top. It's a 50-metre penalty.
I think it is, yet.
Somebody's gone through the demilitarised zone, and that is the end of that. So it's Nell Morris Dalton just played on, just kept going. Nobody followed the mark down at all. Very ill-disciplined, and she just walked in and popped it over the goal umpire's head to put Vic Metro back in front. 2-14 to 1-3-9.
The intensity's just risen a notch in this third quarter. It was tight, it was congested in the first half, and it's just gone up a pace. And very frenetic, very chaotic. Vic Metro, there are a couple of opportunities to score in this quarter have been a result of just slamming the ball inside 50 or trying to get it to the top of the 50-metre arc. They've hit a couple of targets which have been beneficial. Just trying to stop the momentum of Queensland.
Just getting it forward at all costs.
Almost your wet weather style of footy play, which given the ground surface, as we've alluded to a couple of times, it is very gluey out there. Perfect conditions otherwise, as we should get another stoppage. The umpire circling says, give it to me, I'll ball it up. So we approach 8 minutes in the third term. 2-2-14 plays 1-3-9 here at Southport. Vic Metro up at the moment, but Queensland trying to attack. As we'll get another stoppage in the middle. Patrikios again involved in that passage of play, laying the tackle. Had a dominant championship so far. Tap one down by Smith. Lagoya caught, infringed, and will get a free kick. She'll go to the outer side. Oh, Ellie McKenzie slipped over, still did enough to take the mark. Quick kick forward is good. Purcell takes it. About 80 metres from home. Loads up, long kick inside 50 for Vic Metro. Nell Morris Dalton couldn't take the mark. Queensland navigating traffic. Wat Farah head over the footy. Will receive the handball and get a clearing kick. 2-on-1 favouring Vic Metro at the back of the contest. Dennehy Maloney takes the mark.
Just too many well, 2 on 1. That is too many. It goes out wide, the outer wing. Ball bouncing there for Ellie McKenzie. Stops nicely for her. She picks it up and then brushes past one, brushes past two. Well done in traffic. Got the handball away to the runner Fitzgerald. Inside 50 for Vic Metro. Ball hits the deck. Queenslanders with the numbers. Good hands coming out to Wap Farah. She's under a lot of pressure. Still gets a handball away. Misses the target. That's picked up there by Zenos. Kick forward. Queensland under a lot of pressure again. The ball goes through for a behind to Vic Metro. 2-3-15, 1-3-9 to Queensland. And one straight goal the margin after we've played around about 9.5 minutes of this third term.
Wap Farah to bring the ball back into play. Geez, Ellie McKenzie should have preferred some better conditions to what she's got in the first 2 days of the championships. It was a bit slippery at Metricon on Monday. Muddy here today, and she hasn't been able to make use of the space. Queensland come wide with a kick over the head of Daisy Darcy. Farquharson up against the boundary line. Unable to do much with it. Good pressure also from Daisy Darcy to force the ball over the line and out of play. The umpire says free kick will go the way of Farquharson. So the Queenslander goes inboard. Good mark taken here by Bradfield. Centre wing broadcast side. She goes down the line. Saxon Jones placed herself well, just didn't take the mark. McKenzie fighting hard under pressure from Hammonds. Releases Patrikios. Ball into a bit of space. Wap Farah bounced off her chest. Players slipping and sliding in the mud. We should get a stoppage. No, a drag in.
Yep. Holding
the footy, free kick to go the way of Vic Metro.
As soon as you're dragging it in or diving on it, that's what's going to happen. Elizabeth Georgia Stathis. Low searing ball towards Harley. Doesn't quite make the target. Ball spills at half forward for Vic Metro. They dearly love to get another goal just to put the foot down a little bit on Queensland, who had the ascendancy in the second quarter and didn't quite take advantage of it. They come again. Now it's through hands here. Oh, again, showing a nice little bit of balance there was Smith. On kick towards Farquharson. She gets beaten for it this time there by Hartwig. Gets the handball away to Theodore. At the back of the pack, Daisy Darcy for Queensland. In the headgear, she picks it up, gets the handball away. Bradfield, well, has a bounce, just gets around as well, showing a fair bit of confidence and toe as they go down the outer side. Well read there by the Vic Metro defence. And that's a crushing tackle, though. That could be very dangerous. The ball stuck underneath. The umpire saying, no, it was held to you. And we'll get a ball up. On the outer side, scoreboard side, which shows Vic Metro leading by one straight goal with 12 gone of the third term.
So Queensland trying to attack again was Hickey. She was appealing for being held, and she'll get the free kick. And a 50-metre penalty for the ball not being returned appropriately. She wants to go quickly here, does Hickey. No one standing the mark at the moment. The umpire.
Oh.
Well, now they are. Zenos.
Oh, that's fortunate.
So Hickey. I think she's going to be pretty confident here in taking the shot. And as we close in on three-quarter time, this will be a handy goal if she can kick it for Queensland. Hickey, shanked the kick. Bounced off the back of Zenos, back into the hands of Hickey. Gives a quick handball off. Hurry snap from Dawes is to the near side. A minor score. 1-4-10 Queensland. They trail Vic Metro 2-3-15. 13 minutes gone, third term.
Vic Metro coming out quickly, trying to clear the defensive area. Mark taken by Grant. She wheels around, kicks it to the outer side. To the feet of Hayley Moore. Can't quite control it. Comes out of Daisy Darcy. Chipping pass back to Hickey. Could have been infringed, nothing happening. Gregory, she battles for it. She's tackled immediately there by Zenos. Ball stuck underneath the pair of them, and we'll get another ball up. Queensland attacking. About a minute and a half left of this third quarter. Vic Metro, though, have got the numbers coming through there. Goodneck, and just kicks it to space on the outer side. Vic Metro have got a couple of extra numbers there. That's a delightful pickup with the one hand by McKenzie. Left foot towards Harley. Gets the handball away, but only to Wapfarah for Queensland, and they've turned it over through Watson,
who turns it over to Mackenzie, attacking side of the outer wing for Vic Metro. Under a minute left on the clock, third term. The kick in the direction of Fitzgerald is perfectly judged. Wheels around on the right boot, Fitzgerald, and hits the target inside the heart of 50 for Vic Metro. Nell Morris-Dalton to take the mark, and also take some time off the clock as she gets set for a shot on goal directly in front, 40 metres out.
Well, that was a great kick, and that is the skill level. Morris-Dalton, of course, kicked a goal against WA. She was very good.
Part of the Northern Knights Premiership side in the NAB League Girls competition. This time she just pushes it to the left-hand side. So one straight kick in it as we are about to hear the buzzer for three-quarter time here at Southport. The kick back into play for Queensland. White up against the boundary line. Puts the handball into space. Georgia Stathis applied the tackle. The umpire said it a little too high. And a free kick will go the way of Queensland.
Clock just ticked over the 15-minute mark. So it is about any time for the siren, I was about to say. And there it is. So at three-quarter time, this arm wrestle continues between Vic Metro and Queensland. 2-4-16 to Metro, 1-4-10 to Queensland. So it's 6 points that Metro lead this one after Queensland led by 2 at half-time, and it was all tied at quarter-time. Once again, I've got to say, Georgia Patricios for Vic Metro. She has got some exquisite skill, this girl, and she's showing it. Every time she gets the ball in traffic, she uses it and finds a target. 16
disposals, 4 tackles that she's laid today. Patricios again dominant, as she was on Monday. A real standout player. Can do a bit of everything too. Can go on the inside, can run on the outside. She's got all the assets of a great footballer. On the other side of the equation, Ellie Hampson for Queensland has been one of their better players. Racked up 21 touches today, taken 6 marks, 4 tackles. Geez, you'd be happy if you're a Gold Coast Suns supporter when you've got the likes of Hampson, Hammonds and Wapfarah running around out there, all brilliant footballers. And even though the conditions don't really suit someone like a Wapfarah who wants to use and run and carry, their skills are still exquisite.
I reckon Ellie Hampson woke up, and when she saw that the ground was going to be a little bit damp, she said yippee.
Yep.
Because she's got the great balance as well. But that's a good first 3 quarters. We'll be back with the final quarter very shortly here at the AFLW Under-18 Championships at Southport. Welcome back to Southport Sharks for this first game in Day 2, Round 2 of the NAB AFLW Under-18 Championships. It's Queensland versus Vic Metro. Vic Metro 2-4-16. Queensland 1-4-10 at three-quarter time. 6-point lead after Queensland led by 2 points at half-time. It was all square at quarter time. Michael Price and Matthew Cox calling all of your action. And Matthew, I suppose Vic Metro re-established their ascendancy there in that third quarter. At half-time it was 11-9, the inside 50s in favour of Queensland, and it is now 17-13 in favour of Vic Metro. Tackling stats 45-40 in favour of Queensland, but the disposals are all locked up. We've got a great last quarter to start with.
Yeah, and even though Vic Metro were able to get a couple of scores in that third quarter, I don't think they completely stole momentum away. Queensland still having a lot of the footy as Postlethwaite going hard, as did Gregory for Queensland. They work it clear, was smothered off the boot of Muir. Able to dish the handball back to Postlethwaite, centre wing broadcast side. High ball, juggling it, taking it, Hammonds. Attacking side of the broadcast wing. She'll go inside 50 with the kick, off hands out the back. Over the top of it is Zanka Close. And we'll get a ball up just inside 50 here for Queensland. Tap was won down there by Hickey to ground off Patrikios. Class. Gabby Newton takes the mark.
Yeah, that was a great kick out of the congestion, and that was a good mark in the middle of the ground. Well taken there. Sarah Jane O'Grady just almost turned the kick over. Gregory went for the contest, comes back out for Vic Metro, picked up there by Zenos. Sort of half knocked off her kick. Picked up there, the tackling effort by Saxon Jones. Could have been holding the ball, but no, the umpire says it was held to her, so we'll get a ball up in the middle of the ground. Hickey versus Dennehy Maloney. Victorians win this one again through Patrikios. It's kicked to centre half forward. Good handball. It ends up in the hands of Newton. It's a long kick inside 50. The race is on. Georgia Stathis to the pocket. She's got Martin on her hammer. Picks it up and gets hammered right on the goal, on the boundary line. The umpire's going to come in and ball it up. Solid tackle. Ball held to her.
And lucky, because if Georgia Stathis had got that one, would have made the task very difficult for Queensland. Ball to ground. Grant trying to do something with it. Just smacked forward from Hickey for Queensland, who take the advantage now away from the contest. A bouncing ball out in front of Dawes. Has Goodnick bearing down, but did well to navigate traffic. Daisy Darcy still on half-back, fires the handball back to Dawes. Still gets around traffic well. Ball to the centre wing. Out of sight, here's Patrikios. A little handball to Burke under a bit of pressure. Does well. Just falls a little short of the intended target, and Queensland able to mop up. They get a kick in the direction of Zanka Close. Went past her. Farquharson hovering around as well. Vic Metro able to trap the ball in and then get it to McClelland. Didn't get the greatest of disposal away. Burke fighting in for it again. A high kick. Good body work in the contest. Second best there was Grant. Now Goodnick strips the tackle, gives the handball. It's just being worked around. Grant now to McClelland. High ball towards centre half forward. Mark not completed, but it will be in the back to Georgia Stathis at centre half forward for Vic Metro.
Elizabeth Georgia Stathis. Good little player. Scrubby kick though on that occasion. Hickey couldn't pick it up for Queensland. Picking it up there was Fitzgerald for Vic Metro. Well, this is dangerous effort. Levi tackled, holding the ball. Incorrect disposal. Well done by Gabby Newton. And she's going to have a shot at goal from around about 30 metres out, just on a slight angle to the right. Really good tackle. And Vic Metro could really put Queensland away here. Nice looking kick. Goal umpire doesn't move. The Vic Metro girls love it. Well done, Gabby Newton. The third goal for Vic Metro. 3-4-22 to Queensland 1-4-10. We've played 4 minutes of the final term here at the AFLW Under-18 Championships.
She hasn't done anything, well, she hasn't been prominent in today's game, Gabby Newton, but she's bobbed up at times in the clutch moments and taken the game on. About 2 minutes ago, she had that long kick inside 50 trying to get it to Georgia Stathis, who ran out of room in the forward pocket. That time around was able to take a brilliant mark. Set shot, beautiful. Well done, Gabby Newton, the Northern Knights premiership skipper. And a versatile player as well for Vic Metro. As we should get a secondary stoppage. No, the umpire says holding the footy, a free kick to go the way of Queensland. They've got to get on their bike. 10 minutes remaining in the match. They trail by 2 goals. Ball in the hands of Heslop. Had a good first quarter. Tries to get around the tackler. Great pressure from Zenos to cause the turnover. Vic Metro want to take the advantage through Patrikios. Did the sidestep, got the handball across to Zenos. Inboard. Push. And a free kick will go the way of Isabella Grant at centre-half forward.
You can just feel that Vic Metro now starting to run above the mud, as it were. Nicely weighted kick. It just couldn't be taken there. Good tackle from the Queensland defence yet again, but the defensive pressure in their attacking area is amazing from Vic Metro. It's hacked in there by Dennehy Maloney at the back of the pack. Wap Farah for Queensland. Buffeted off it there by Harley. Harley keeps her feet. The ball comes out. Getting underneath there, Morris Dalton for Vic Metro. And they keep the ball inside their attacking area. That's what they're all about. They've been really good in the tight contest, Vic Metro. It's been that kind of game. Giorgio Statha snaps. It's got to bounce through. Vic Metro just putting the foot down now. 4-4-28, plays 1-4-10, and now a game-high 18-point margin in favour of Vic Metro.
That was a brilliant goal. Georgia Stathis got it through traffic, pinpoint perfect. How no one touched that footy.
She just got it through traffic, and well, sometimes it's the instinctive things that you do that come out the best. She just instinctively found that tiny bit of space, saw a gap, and threaded the needle. Brilliantly done.
So now there's a fair bit of pressure on Queensland. They've held Vic Metro really well, but it's just starting to blow out at the moment. They really need to win this centre clearance. Postlethwaite doing her best. Zenos again involved. The umpire says, give it to me, I'll ball it up.
They've got a few players like that, Vic Metro, very dangerous when they do get that small bit of space. There's another one.
Yes, in the hands this time of Purcell. Her kick smothered. Went back in after it, Vic Metro, and they get it forward. Grant got shoved out of the contest. Morris Dalton is trying to get it forward in defensive 50. Here's Hampson in a bit of a pickle, did well. Just popped the ball into space. Daisy Darcy running onto it under pressure from Mackenzie. Didn't have the footy though. And she'll get a free kick. Daisy Darcy inside defensive 50 for Queensland.
So she kicked a nice goal in the first game, not today. Kicked it down towards the boundary line, and Tani White, who's acquitted herself quite well today. Long kick, big pack of players there. It comes off the hands. Vic Metro have got it though. Scrubbed forward by Pritchard. Still at half forward. Harley could be dangerous here. Georgia Stathis, the goal scorer, just gets tackled off the ball. The ball's underneath her now. She could be in trouble here. Umpire says no, held to it. And it'll be a ball up in the pocket. Vic Metro once again attacking. That was good ruck work there. Comes back out to Daisy Darcy, tackled. She's let loose the ball there. Could have been pinged. Arwang picks it up for the Queenslanders. Tries to measure a left foot pass. Puts it into the path there of Hammonds, but it's taken away by Vic Metro. Oh, that's a ripping tackle too. Just to make up for the Postlethwaite with desperation. Threw the opponent down, got the ball. Great pass to Farquharson in the middle of the ground.
Queensland looking to set up. Postlethwaite kept going. Got around traffic. Inside 50 now for Queensland. Perfectly placed in the hole, though, was McClellan. Goes wide to Saxon Jones, who takes the mark on the half-back flank. Going to pop it into space here for Grant on the centre wing under pressure from Farquharson. Bumped her off the footy. Collects it cleanly, does Farquharson. Does the sidestep. beautifully to Postlethwaite. Takes the mark just outside attacking 50, broadcast side for Queensland. They trail by 18 points with 6 minutes left on the clock. The kick inside 50, desperate marking attempt, pays off there for Bradfield, who takes the mark on a 45-degree angle.
What a great little pass that was. She had a fair bit of work to do, Bradfield, to take that.
And the kick, nearly came off for Zanka close. Congestions here. Lagoya, hurry kick. Muir bobbled out of her possession. Now she got it back, gives the quick handball to Dawes. Over the top, Queensland working well. Back to Muir in the pocket under pressure from Lagoya. Now Patrikios lays on the clams, causes a free kick her way. Great stuff from Georgia Patrikios.
Well, she can do it, as we say. She's had, 23 disposals already today and several tackles. She can do it very, very well. Any part of the ground, except as soon as you wrap her up, she kicks it straight down the guts of Mel Hickey.
Classic commentator's curse.
Oh, there you go. Talia Hickey now goes for the short pass. Just a little bit too high. Vic Metro with the numbers again. It's coming back out here. Lagoya, looping handball over the top. Puts a teammate under pressure. Turnover coming. Taylor Smith. Barber for Vic Metro. It's hacked out of there as well. Georgia Stathis could have been pushed in the back. She was, said the umpire. Will be a free kick to Vic Metro. She picked it up and took off into the corridor. Dangerous kick because a teammate lost her footing. Arwang goes in for Queensland. Just hands it back over to Georgia Stathis. To Harley. Through hands Newton. And coming back out here, it's going to land back in the arms of Georgia Stathis, who started this whole thing.
And has had a brilliant final term. She plays on Georgia Stathis. Kick inside 50. Wap Farah, best position. Couldn't lay claim on it. Opportunity opens up here for Dennehy Maloney. Flying shot is off the side of the boot. Bouncing in the pocket. McKenzie chasing it. As Fitzgerald inboard, gets it to her. Toe pate kick over the top. Into the goal square was the right decision, but wrong jumper standing there. Watson comes wide. And Queensland have the mark through Muir. Just inside defensive 50. Goes long. Farquharson has 2 to beat. Getting there first, Burke. Was unable to take the mark. Patrikios at the back of the contest. Got it back to Burke. Inside 50 for Vic Metro once more. Morris Dalton under a whole heap of pressure. And we get a ball up. Deep inside attacking 50 again for Vic Metro.
So they can really put it away. They're 3 goals in front. Here, Vic Metro. Once again, Georgia Stathis roving well, but this time she was buffeted off the ball. Queensland defence under enormous pressure at the moment. Well done, Saxon Jones, who peeled around and had a left foot flying snap. A little wobbly to the left, one behind. As Queensland play on through Wap Farah, and they've got a player on in Chloe Gregory. She has got a mountain of space. Can keep going. Chased there by Gabby Newton. Keeps the pressure on. Long left foot kick, needs to bounce into the target and does so for Hickey. Hickey wheels around the right foot. Actually landed on the head there of the Queensland player. Daisy Darcy picks it up, chips it forward. It's with Bradfield. Bradfield plays on. And she had a player there to give the handball to, but burnt her a bit and kicked it across the face. And nothing scoring. We had Farquharson basically running into an open goal. Just the looping handball was all that required, but the pressure has been on all day, so some of that decision-making can be affected like that. 4-5, 29, plays 1-4-10.
With just under 2 minutes left on the clock in the final term. Straight to ground. Horn. Ball out. Queensland. That was Hampson. Gave it quickly to Watson. Close to the scoreline for Queensland. Happy to rush it through there is Sarah Hartwig for Vic Metro. 1-5-11 Queensland. They trail Vic Metro 4-5-29 in the final few moments of this first game here at Southport on day 2 of round 2 in the NAB AFLW Under-18 Championships.
Ball brought back in for Vic Metro. Knocked away there. The Queenslanders doing very well. Taylor Smith brings it back in. Should come back out here to Postlethwaite under some pressure. She picks it up. She goes one way then the other. Gives it back now to Hammonds. Hammonds wobbles one. Inside 50. Vic Metro just very stingy in defence. They're not allowing anything to happen. That was a good tackle there coming out from Watson. Ball still goes back in towards the goal square. Once again, Vic Metro pick it up. They're going to clear it through Horn. Bounce ball, beautiful pick up from Gabby Newton. Kicks it forward, cut off there by Martin. Martin just lowers the eyes, tries to find a teammate. Dropping at the Vic Metro defence, but yet it's coming away through Sansonetti, who's very calm and just propels it out to the outer wing.
Fitzgerald under pressure from Muir. Has done well to trap it in. Was able to force it out. Daisy Darcy, though, there to collect it for Queensland. Gets it to Gregory. Goes in the Zanka Close direction. She's got two to beat. One of them's Patrikios. Doesn't matter. Vic Metro victorious at Southport. 4-5-29, defeating Queensland 1-5-11. The scoreline, though, not reflective of the game that we got here today. Queensland, they tried really, really hard today, but unfortunately didn't come up with the chocolates. Final score again here at Southport. 4-5-29, Vic Metro defeating Queensland 1-5-11.
Yeah, the inside 50s, Vic Metro 24, Queensland 20. The disposal count 221 to Vic Metro, 206 to Queensland. I suppose the big differential is in tackling. Queensland had 70, Vic Metro 54, but it was the clearances. That's basically where they got them, I think. 20-10. So in and around the stoppages and where it was really tight in the clinches, that's where they sort of broke it open. Once they got it into that little bit of open play, I think the superior foot skills and hand skills as well just got it over the top for Vic Metro.
Yeah, the likes of Lagoya, Zenos, Georgia Stathis had a brilliant final quarter for Vic Metro. Gabby Newton popped up, was really impressed with her performance, not because she accumulated a lot of the footy, but just stood up in the moments that she needed to. Patrikios was dominant again, racking up 23 touches today. Fitzgerald was the next best for Vic Metro with 17. Mackenzie also with 17. And on the other side of the equation, Ellie Hampson, geez, what a standout player that she is. Thrived in the conditions here today. 25 touches, took 6 marks and laid 6 tackles as well. Lily Postlethwaite also had a good game today. 17 touches, laid on 4 tackles as well for the Queensland side, who will be disappointed with the result, but their endeavour today, I thought, was a little better than what they put out on the park on Monday.
Oh, absolutely. I'd say the coaching staff, they would have been disappointed with Monday, with the result against Vic Country, but they would have been very pleased with the processes and the actual intent and endeavour from the side today. They tried their hardest, and just the 3